Good morning. This is Corey Robertson, and today I want to talk to you about what I'm observing in the leadership world this week. So, as you know, I work with managers and executives in a coaching capacity, and I like to share the insights that I have based on the coaching sessions that are coming up because I think it's really interesting to share what's going on for other people. And of course, I never disclose personal or private issues, and I always keep confidentiality, but I'm just sharing with you what I'm seeing and what I'm perceiving about what's going on in the world right now. So, what I want to talk about is how this work from home phenomena has affected people's ability to achieve a work life balance. And I think it's really interesting. I think there's a real irony in that because you would have thought that working from home gives people more time to balance off their lives because they have less of a commute. They have more time to take that time that they was usually spent in the commute or getting ready for the workday and reapply that into healthy habits like I don't know, exercising in the morning or having a healthy breakfast or having more quality time with family. But it's really interesting because I'm not seeing that. And so what topics are coming to the table right now are how to recalibrate a lifestyle that maintains a healthy work-life balance and also maintains a good solid contribution at work. So the vibe is still the same. Managers, workers, executives alike are still really, really committed to putting in a good solid day's work, being valuable to the team, following through on what's needed and expected of them. So those of you executives who are managing big teams, if you're worried that your people aren't working from home or they're using this time to binge watch their favorite programs, that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people who are really dedicated to getting their work done and following through on their responsibilities. I am seeing that people are having a really hard time figuring out how and when to shut it down. People are having to make the workday function while they have kids at home, while they are sharing space with family members, and it's making it really difficult to be productive during the workday. And that is really what's, I think, is very different. So people are trying to work through the workday. They're scrambling, they're picking up their projects, they're putting down their projects so that they can go and deal with the other responsibilities at home. And they're working way, way, way beyond, the usual 5 or 6 o'clock cutoff point. They're working well into the evening, well into the night, and sometimes into the wee hours of the morning, just to make sure they're coming through on all of their deliverables. And then sometimes they're getting up really, really early in the morning so that they can get some work done before the family wakes up and before the family life takes over. So this is a really, really big challenge. People are burning out, and I addressed this last time I spoke on live. People are burning out. They're finding they just can't do it all. There's no beginning, there's no end to, there's no structure, there are no boundaries. People are getting work calls at 7, 8 o'clock on the weekend evenings. They're supposed to be, some of them are trying to take holiday this week because we're in the middle of summer, and happy Canada Day, happy 4th of July, but people are still getting calls when they should be resting. So what questions does this bring up for all of us who are trying to work from home, trying to establish a new normal in this world where no normal is the new normal? Okay, so leaders, I need you to be really cognizant of this. So people are burning out, people are getting fed up, and people are just finding that they can't do everything, they can't do it all. I am seeing people resigning and moving on to other careers, or just no career at all right now because they just feel that kids come first, health and well-being comes first, and they're not going to allow themselves to be driven into the ground, the sense that they can't do a good job anyway, so they're just not going to jeopardize the well-being of their kids or their health to be able to work like this. So keep this in mind. I created a a resource recently on how to manage remote teams. If you're interested in receiving that and reading that, please send me a private message, or leave a comment with your contact details, and I will send it to you. And hopefully it'll help. But it's definitely something that you have to get on top of. Both workers, you have to figure out how to set boundaries. How and when and why are you going to work, and when are you going to stop to rest? Executives, you've got to keep this in mind, and you've got to layer this into your leadership style, is checking in and making sure people are getting their rest. You can see, and I'm seeing this, you're probably seeing this too with online calls. Slowly but surely, I am seeing, I'm sure you are too, people are coming on these video calls looking more and more haggard, looking more and more exhausted. And this is a sign, leaders, you have to be looking for these things. And when you're seeing this, it's time for, virtual coffee to check in and see how people are doing, and come up with an agreement between the two of you around reasonable expectations for deliverables. I had one of my leaders come to me. He was really cross. He was really frustrated. And coming to a coaching call cross and frustrated is perfectly appropriate. This is a great time for a coaching call, is to work things through, figure things out. But he was frustrated because it was 9:15 in the morning. He still hadn't had any replies to his emails, and he was thinking, why is it people don't have a commute? Why is it that by 9:15 my questions haven't been addressed? It's like, well, imagine if they had been coming to work, if they were in the building with you by 9:15. They're not necessarily on top of all their emails yet. So why would you expect people to be getting up and using the time they would have normally been spending as a commute? Why would you be expecting them to give that as part of their workday? Some of them will, but some of them can't. So these are things that you have to be compassionate about, and you have to be be really strong about, because you have to think of what is the end game here. What are we really trying to achieve? We will establish a new normal. I have been hearing a lot lately that things are coming back online. Deliveries are happening. And I just don't mean the deliveries from, your online shopping. I mean, companies are able to, manufacture, get back to work, serve their clients. It's coming back, and it's like nothing we ever expected that we would see, but it is happening. So, we are weathering the storm. Keep in mind, and I think that is, a really important point for you to remember, is your work-life balance still matters, your boundaries still matter, and sometimes you have to take it into your own hands. I think now we are really moving towards a results-oriented workforce, where the time of day that we work is less important. It's the results that are important. So leaders, you have to figure out how to communicate with your employees so that they know that they can shut down at a certain time and go and address the other things they need to address in life, and not just feeling like they are working 24/7. If people are feeling that they have to work 24/7 with no liberty to shut down, you will lose them. This is going to cause disengagement, and it's going to cause active disengagement. And once you get there, then the people who are really trying, who are really engaged, and who are really trying to perform for the organization, their engagement is going to get pulled down as well. So I write a lot about this on my blog, which you can find on my website, CoreyRobertson.com, under the resource section. So thank you for listening. I'm going to sign off there. I think I've given you a lot to think about. If you want to address this for yourself, for your own organization, feel free to book a virtual coffee with me. You can find my scheduling app at www.talkwithcorey.com. There you'll find my schedule, and you'll find all my availability. So feel free to book a virtual coffee. I'm here for you. I can help you figure out a strategy to cope with this new normal. That means no normal. And it'll be my pleasure. Or you can leave a comment or send me a private message. I am here and I can help. So my name is Corey Robertson. I am the founder of the Coaching Academy for Leaders, and that's where we teach coaching as a leadership style. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. If you have comments, questions, please drop me a line. It'd be my pleasure to talk with you. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.